Hi everybody, it's Amanda from TimeTravelHypnosis.com. I don't normally do energy forecast kind of things, but I just thought there might be some other people who are feeling the same things that I am, and it might help them if they knew somebody else was feeling it too. Yesterday I had just incredible amounts of energy. I didn't know what to do with it. I ended up just cleaning like mad. I just felt like I just wanted to run. I was holding too much energy inside of me. And then I woke up in the middle of the night last night and it was gone. Just so gone that I just felt so bad. I mean, I had a bad dream about my dad, and so it was really depressing. But then I couldn't sleep for like 4 hours. And then we had that earthquake in Alaska. And then I felt fine, which is weird. So I don't know what that means. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was a couple of dreams that I've had that I think are maybe sort of ascension related, or someone trying to get me a message about something. So the first one I had was a few weeks ago. I dreamed that my dad was in this competition, some sort of competition, and I was sort of observing all of it. And it had like all these stages that you had to go through. And the first one was just a normal racetrack. It was like a figure 8 racetrack, which is like the infinity symbol, or like I'm wearing my infinity ring here. And don't ask me how that works for a racetrack, because then they've got to cross that line. It doesn't work. And they could crash into each other. Anyway, so this is the first test, was just to run the racetrack, to just go the loop however many times you had to win, or to be done with that thing. So that was easy. And then the second one was, like, they each get progressively more challenging. So the second one, the racetrack was filled with snow and slush. And so when you tried to do the same thing that you had just done, you can't, because you'd slide everywhere. You can't just drive it like you did before. You've got to pick up a new skill. And in this case, I remember watching him he couldn't get through one part because the snow was so deep. So he had to get out of the car and physically, with his hands, move the snow, like pile up the snow on the side, so he could get the car through and run the track or whatever. So he did that. He learned to do that, and he figured that out. So that was the second one. And then I have a feeling there are like a bunch more levels that we skipped in the dream. And then the final one, this was the final challenge, and this time I'm in it too. I'm in it. There are a lot of us in it. We're all in this final challenge. And there's somebody, they are telling me, this is the most difficult challenge there is. This is the hardest, and after this, you're done. And I was prepared for like a mechanical sort of, like, I have to physically learn a skill and, navigate this racetrack. You have to do physical things. It's all like a mechanics thing. But then they led us over to this little bitty racetrack. And it was just a circle. It was just a simple circle. And we don't have cars. We just had to walk it, right? So that seems really simple if you're dealing with a mechanics point of view. But the track was full of children. And some of them were reading, and some of them were making chalk drawings on the track. And, some of them wanted you to help them, pick them up or something like that. And so it was like, the lesson is, this time around the track, you have to learn to be considerate. You got to step over the chalk drawings. You have to not disturb them. If they need help, you need to realize that you have to stop and help them. Or, it was like, it was all this, it was all internal and emotional. It was like you have to navigate all these different types of situations with all these children. So that was really interesting, because we went from, so is this the progression of a soul? Is this, you start with the mechanics of just being in a body and making it work, and then you have more physical challenges, and then it just progresses up until you're at, maybe where we are now is we're at the emotional challenge level. And once we master compassion and consideration and looking at everyone, every other soul, as if they're children rather than any other way that we normally interact with each other. So anyway, so that was really interesting. It took me, I had to think about all that and what it meant. And I don't know if it, I saw my dad in it because he was trying to get a message through because he died in last September, or if he symbolizes something. I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet. And then last night, or this morning, after I woke up and I was really upset, I was up for 4 hours. It felt awful. Went back to sleep, and I dreamed that, part of the dream, I was in a bus. Like, I had bought a ticket, and I was on this bus because I just wanted to go somewhere. I wanted to get away and, not deal with stuff. So I got on this bus, bought my ticket, got on the bus, had the ticket in my hand. It looked like a little brochure, it was a little full color brochure, and it had the, details on it. And so I'm in this bus, and we're not moving. And I'm like, what's the problem? And I'm looking around, and all of a sudden, the bus tilts sideways, like kind of at a weird angle. And the bus driver kind of freaks out. And I realize that we're not, like, the bus is on some kind of weird track. We're not like not like a bus, we can't just go wherever we want. We're on some kind of track. And then this water starts to flood in under the bus. And I'm like, what is going on? Move the bus, open, there's a gate or something blocking our path. Like, just tell them to open the gate and let's go. And some kind of problem, and then all of a sudden I feel like this is a safety issue and I'm not going to be on this bus, because if they can't control the bus, I don't want to be here. I'm not going to be in this place where I'm not safe. And so I start trying to, get a manager. I'm like telling him, let me off this bus. I'm not doing this. I want off the bus. I have a right to get off the bus if I want. And so finally a manager comes. Well, before a manager comes, one of the other passengers says, this isn't a bus. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not a bus? And it's an amusement park ride. And I've gotten on this crazy amusement park ride that I never would have get on in real life. Like, I don't like, and it was like this ride that, like, there's all this danger and it tilts you sideways. And then eventually you go up this really steep hill, and I hate roller coasters, hate them. Go up this really steep hill, and then it drops you. And I hate that. I can't stand that. So I'm like, I really don't want to be on this bus now. And I'm trying to get a manager. Like, what, I get somebody here. I want off this bus. But I know that, like, once you get on a ride, you're on the ride. You're not just going to stop and let random people off, because that's not how it works. Meanwhile, this other passenger's like, why do you think you paid $24 for a bus ticket down, apparently it should have been $7 or something, and I paid $24, and they're like, what are you, an idiot? Didn't you know when you bought the ticket? Didn't you read the fine print, they said? Didn't you read the fine print on the ticket? No, of course I didn't read the fine print. I have my glasses. I didn't read I didn't even know that was print. It's so small. So I'm stuck on this bus, and I really want to get off. What is the bus? Is the bus our life? Are we on this crazy bus that's going to take us up a hill and do all this awful stuff that we don't want it to do? But we agreed to it. We signed up. But I guess at the same time, a lot of us feel like, I didn't know that's what I was buying a ticket for. I really didn't get it when I was doing that. So anyway, I was on another forum, and someone was talking about, do we have to reincarnate? And I don't believe we do. I don't believe you have to do anything. Some people believe you do. But I do believe that maybe we can't really tell from that other place we are when we decide to come here how it's going to really feel while we're here. And then we get here and we're like, let me off this bus. It's crazy. Anyway, so if you're feeling the crazy energy, you're not alone. There are a lot of people feeling the crazy energy right now. So hang on. Just wait till the bus ride is over. We'll be okay, I hope. Anyway, hang in there, y'all. Thanks for listening. Bye.